for God and waiting for the promises that you know that he has promised you can get hard. I mean, I know the Lord has spoken to me multiple times about a lot of different things. He has plans to prosper me and not to harm me. And when those plans seem like it's delayed, we know that it's not denied. We know that crock pot food is way better than microwave. We would rather have that slowly cooked roast that falls off the bone, that just melts in your mouth versus something quick and easy. But when you're hungry, it's hard to sit and wait for something that's slowly cooking versus we just easily go to fast food or we easily go put something in the microwave, something easy and something quick. In Habakkuk 2, it says, write the vision and make it plain on tablets that he may run who reads it. But in verse 3 is what it's like, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak and it will not lie. God is not a liar. God is faithful. God is consistent. And when he gives you a vision, he has told me so many things over the years that has not yet passed. So it's for an appointed time. But at the end, it will speak and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And in the annotation, it says, Habakkuk settled down to wait for an answer from the Lord. Neither watch nor rampart need to be taken literally, but rather as an allusion to Habakkuk's prophetic place of responsibility. In a solitary position away from the mundane pressures of life. As believers, we sometimes get solitary and isolation confused. Let's not get the two confused, okay? I don't believe that God wants us in an isolation period. He wants us to himself sometimes solitary, intimate time with him, but not isolated from your family, not isolated from other believers, because that is where you find your strength. But that's a different video. Habakkuk would patiently wait for God's revelation. He was confused and distressed, but in his doubt, he did not abandon his prophetic calling. Instead, his doubt drove him to seek an answer from the Lord, and it made me think, what if this is God's plan all along? That as humans sometimes, especially when things are going good and we're just coasting, we think, okay, well, I don't really have to ask God. I don't really have to depend on him like I did when I was in those trying times. Last year when I lost 3 jobs, I was depending on God like my life depended on it. I was hungry for God, clinging to him. And now that my life is kind of like leveled out and I'm like coasting now, I don't see myself as hungry for God. I say it all the time. I would rather have his face in my life than his hand, right? And so I think the reason why God has us delayed and not denied is so we can understand that we always have to depend on him, that we understand that we always have to seek after him, that as much as we elevate, we need him more than anything. I would rather have him than riches and gold. I would rather have him. If he doesn't do anything else in my life, doesn't bless me anymore, I will still serve him. And I think that's what ultimately God wants us to do, is to ultimately know that we always have to depend on him and to seek his face rather than his hand.